I pretended to be Australian for a year and now I'm into tea. So, last year, I moved to a new city and decided to have a little fun by faking an accent. I pretended to be from Australia, even though I've never even been there. It started as a joke with my new coworkers, but then it just stuck. Everyone loved it, and I got so much attention and even free drinks at the bar. The problem is, I'm in way too deep now. My best friend here thinks I'm from Sydney, and I've been invited to a homecoming party when my family visits next month. I don't know how to come clean without looking like a complete idiot or losing my friends. I wish I could turn back time and just be myself, but I'm stuck. Any advice on how to unravel this mess would be appreciated. I wasted 4 hours of my time and others while sitting in a changing room. Today I aching worked 5 hours at my part-time job at the local Hungry Jack's before my older sister picked me up and drove me to gymnastics. Before she left to pick me up, she packed my bag, got me food, water and clothes to change into because there isn't enough time to go home in between. I was a little tired from work and took a short nap in the car, which only made me feel a little more tired, divided by. When I arrived, I went to the changing room and sat there for a minute on the bench. I opened my phone to check the time and saw I had a massage from a friend, and so I messaged him back and got distracted reading the messages of a Discord server I'm active in. After a short amount of time, I became self-aware of my actions and realized I still hadn't gotten changed. Stupidly, I decided to keep reading. After all, I wanted a little break after work. When I finally checked the time again, it has already been 30 minutes since my class was meant to start and I'm still in my work uniform on phone. I panic a little and realize that even if I change now and go start training, it will be super suspicious and people wonder where I have been, so I continue to sit and try and think about it. I can't decide what to do, so I just open Reddit and start looking at memes to take my mind off it. Soon an hour has passed and I'm screwed for sure. Instead of cutting my losses and just going out, I stay in here and go over scenarios of what people will say and do. I already feel quite guilty about wasting all the time, and now it's just getting later. I have Saturday here for the last 4 hours of my own volition doing nothing when I should be training. I'm still sitting here panicking and writing this instead of going out, but at least I have changed to make it look like I have at least done something. I will never forget what I saw and said nothing at all. There was a boy who moved to our town when he was about 10 who was mercilessly bullied. He arrived in year 7 and was bullied non-stop for God knows what reason. The peak of this occurred on year 7 camp at the end of the year. How it began I don't know, but upon the commotion, I went to his dorm on camp to see them throwing his stuff into the shower. His bedding, his clothes and his teddy bear. The boys were blocking him from pulling his stuff out as he screamed and cried asking why. I watched it from a distance and I felt cold. I was 10, so 20 years ago, but it sticks with me. He was destroyed. The next night, he pissed the bed and the teacher said he ate too many pears. But as an adult, I know he was in a state of shock. That boy was tortured. I'll never forget the screams. I write this choked up. I'm not looking for absolution, but fuck. I can see lots of kids posts here. Please, for the love of all that is good, say something. It will haunt you for decades to come. That the teachers didn't step up, I don't know. But yeah, this one sticks with me. God, I hope he's okay. I have broken over 12 controllers over 5 years spam. I don't know how to control my anger. I too have always had a short fuse. Some things I would just brush off. I am not bothered in person, but things like someone not understanding me or having to repeat myself is already too annoying. While IRL fine, I am extremely explosive in privacy. My main hobbies are art and video games, and both of those things are extremely frustrating. Though I don't think I'm too bad at either. I have been replaying Bloodborne for like 7th time and everything while baby smoothly. It's my favorite game. But while running through the Forbidden Woods, I just lost my shit and smashed my PS5 controller against a wall. I have PS5 since August 2023, and I already have like 4th or 5th controller. I had PS4 since 2019, and had the similar amount 5 to 6, I think, in the time span. I think there were 2 broken Xbox Ones, but one was broken because I accidentally tossed it away while getting out of bed and got that one repaired. I never met anyone who would break as many as I did and feel extremely ashamed for that, especially after hearing his childish, immature bullshit behavior. Every time I would look up if someone has same issues. I don't know why it escalated so much in the past year. I have extremely loving and supportive boyfriend, and while yes, I did lash out on him many times, He knows I don't mean it and I did always apologize. Bless him, I never ever did raise my hand on him or anything like that during my outburst. While controller is disposable, it is not, and I would never hurt someone I love. There might be some things. I did always suffer from depression and anxiety. I am pretty sure I do have ADHD as well, but I haven't been diagnosed yet. My work isn't the best either. Hourly quotas and minimum wage of $4.50 an hour don't make up for good motivation to get out of bed in the morning. And while I do try to post my art, it's not enough to get anyone's attention, let alone to start with commissions or career. With my limited time and resources, I don't know what to do. The outbursts are just ever present, sudden and with outcomes just like this. Not having a controller because I smash it against a wall. Psychologist divided by psychiatrist isn't cheap. Neither are the controllers, and I do want to avoid taking medication again. I made that choice after a few years of taking antidepressants that just fucked me up. Edit, please don't tell me play different game. I have repeatedly stated, it's not a specific game or genre that makes me angry. I am able to rage to Minecraft. It's really just depending on what I am currently playing that I release my rage onto. Falling down the slippery slope of alcoholism, and I'm not even 21 yet. I 20 meters am a sophomore in college. I'm not doing so good academically and my nerves are shot. To cope I drink, mainly liquor. My grades were already tainted before. I'll take a shot or two before heading out anywhere just to ease any anxiety I might have. At first it wasn't that bad as I'd only day drink on weekends, and during the week I only drink after my classes and homework are done. But I started to drink while doing homework, then eventually as soon as I'm done with my classes for the day, I'm more productive when I'm drinking. I've sought out help through counseling and I have an outlet for my woes, but I feel so much pressure from my friends and family that alcohol is the only way to calm me. Worst case scenario for me is I fail school and I just crash on my friend's couch. And when I'm drunk, the possibility doesn't seem bad at all, even when I'm sober. It seems a better alternative than living with frayed nerves 24/7. I know I'm still young and whatever, but it's really bothering me. I just know without my parents and friends around, I get drunk every day. I turn the Wi-Fi off to get my roommate's friends to leave. Call it childish or call it just being a baby, but it's finals week. I take a lot more and harder classes than my roommates, so his final week are a breeze and mine are hours upon hours studying my ass off. Lately he has these two friends that will spend all their nights here smoking, playing loud music or movies, and overall distracting me. I have headphones and I stay in my room, but oh my god, I have tried talking about this to him, but it's always just empty promises and just doesn't work. I'm moving in a month, so I'm not too interested in being the biggest person. When I work 30 hours a week and take 20 hours of classes, I'm not a bad person, but I'm looking to end finals week strong and can't do it with them around. I am the one who bought the router and I have an app that can turn off devices. I have learned it through trial and error, which devices are theirs, and I turned them off as they grew. We live in a farm town, so this isn't common, especially on hot summer nights or stormy nights, for the Wi-Fi to fuck up. So they try to talk, but it doesn't last long and they go home. Even if they do, I can wear my headphones and the talking is manageable. I haven't taken my psychiatric meds in over a year. It's just like the title says, I am 30F, and I have parents that really worry about me due to the fact that I had a very tumultuous time. From about 17 to 25 years old, I am diagnosed bipolar and was really not doing so great then, so they have good reason to worry about me. I have had so much therapy in those years that I've picked up a ton of great coping skills that get me through the tougher days. I have been on every psych med under the sun, and all of them have just made things worse in my opinion. Feeling too distant, feeling too overwhelmed, feeling like I'm literally losing my mind. I just hate the way those meds make me feel, and maybe trying a new med every 3 months made me jaded. Either way, I stopped taking them. It's been a year now, give or take, and I have been more stable than I ever have. I have a full-time job that I love. I don't drink or do drugs at all. I have a routine that I follow. I'm doing so well, in fact, that my parents and friends think it's because I'm consistently taking my meds, that the only reason I'm a functional member of society is because of some stupid pews and not because I'm putting in the hard work and making my life the one I want to live. It's exhausting having to hear how well I'm doing because of meds. No, it's me. I'm doing well because of me and the love and self-care I give myself. I've been skipping school for 2 weeks in a row, and it's getting harder and harder to go back. I'm a high school senior who is already committed to a college, and after I visited my out-of-state school 2 weeks ago, I haven't been back to school. So 2 weeks ago from Wednesday, Friday, I was at the school visit. Then last week, on Monday, I skipped to catch up on the work I missed. But then Monday turned into Tuesday and so on, and I haven't been back to school. I'm practically failing my classes. Like FL. The work keeps piling up because I'm not there. But I literally cannot make eye contact with my teachers without feeling the biggest amount of shame, embarrassment, and sadness. Before you all come for me in the comments, let me say something. I know my college can rescind their acceptance for a drop in grades. I know I just need to do the work and go to school and explain. And I know that there is no excuse for skipping weeks of school at a time. I know all of the consequences, and I know how terrible they're for me. But I just can't stop, and I don't know why. I was prepared to go to school today. I packed my backpack. I got dressed. I literally got all the way to 5 blocks before my school, and I just couldn't go in. I think my mom has figured it out, and I know she's probably going to beat my ass. Yes, I am ashamed. Yes, I am embarrassed. I've been so anxious about this for the past week. First, thank you everybody for your responses. I've read all of them so far. A lot of people have pointed out that this might be a mental health crisis, which I am looking into, and I'm trying to find a therapist soon. Some people have DM'd me, so thank you, and I would love to talk to more people about this, if they also want to request a chat me. Second, I want to clear some things up, since my explanation didn't seem to be as clear as I thought. I will graduate high school with terrible senior year grades. But I will graduate. My school works off of a quarter system, so although this quarter's grades are failing, I will most likely graduate with a C or higher in my classes. My grades prior to this are all A's with the exception of to B's 1 in sophomore year, pre-calc and on in junior year physics. Also, I have always desired to go into higher education, maybe academia, and I've worked hard to achieve that goal. I love education and learning for the sake of education and learning. And that's it for now. Thank you all. Added to divided by update, like many of you said. My mom found out. Super fun, not awkward at all conversation. Anyways, I also went back to school today. I went straight to my counselor and explained that I have been having a hard time. We rescheduled my AP test to the makeup days and asked my teachers for leniency while grading my late work. Thank you all again. I finally faced my problem, and I'm better off for it. I will have to work all of May while my friends are enjoying their last month, but that's what I get. Inadvertently pretended to be someone else on the telephone. Many years ago, when my children were young and mobile phones weren't commonplace, one of my kids' friends was having a birthday party. Now, the kids were all around 7 to 8 and the birthday boy's grandmother was organizing the party, since she was quite involved in his life, and we all knew her well. She had a very distinct voice. I was a busy mama for kids of my own around this time, and the old landline phone rang as I was cooking dinner, and I knew it was her as soon as she spoke. The trouble was she thought she rang someone else. Another mom called Mary, and I didn't catch on straight away that she thought she was speaking to other mom. So I sheepishly went along with it, trying to get her off the phone. It was too late to tell her I wasn't the person she thought I was, as I had already started to answer questions about this other lady's family. I don't know why I didn't say something to her. I think I was a bit distracted with cooking and wrangling the kids, and embarrassed by that stage. She chatted for a few minutes about the party, and invited this family to attend and gave all the details, even checking about one of the kids' allergies. For all she thought she had invited this family, and checked them off her list. Once I got her off the phone, I breathed a sigh of relief until the phone rang again. It was her. She was now ringing me to invite my kids. I answered the phone in a slightly different voice than what she had just spoken to and went through the same motions. Yes, we'd love to come. See you there. When the day of the party comes around, we attended, and she was asking where Mary was since she hadn't shown up. She thought Mary had sounded a bit strange on the phone when she rang her to invite her, but couldn't understand why she hadn't turned up with her kids. I said nothing, and I felt terribly guilty that the kids had missed the party and now the grandmother thinks Mary didn't turn up. I never told anyone what happened, and I still don't understand why I didn't correct her earlier on the phone and I let it go on. 20 years have passed now, and I hope she and Mary reconciled. I found someone's debit card at a gas station and spent money on it. I found someone's debit card in an ATM. I didn't tell anyone, and no one at the gas station noticed. I used it to order myself $80 worth of clothes. I feel really guilty. What should I do?